What's the difference between the Turf Trust starter and maintenance fertilizer? What are these holes and white spots on my knockout roses? And did Image all-in-one weed killer damage my grass? Folks, I've got answers to these questions and more coming up on Garden Sense. Hey everybody, I'm Tim Ward and welcome back to Garden Sense. Well, folks, today is July 2nd, and in just 2 more days, we are celebrating our nation's independence on July 4th. So I want to wish everyone a July 4th from all of us here at Garden Sense, as well as rosensonline.com. Now, folks, we had a ton of emails come in this past week, so we actually selected 4 for this week's video podcast. So buckle up, let's jump right in. The first question is from Carol Ann. Hi Tim, I bought the starter Turf Trust. I put that down twice already and my lawn looks great. When do I buy the maintenance fertilizer? How do I use the both of them? Okay, so we get this question a lot each and every year, and we try to address it on our video podcast once or twice a year just to help out those customers who are new to us. Now, if you've been using the Turf Trust starter formula and you have, there's absolutely no reason to move off of that fertilizer unless you live in an area that does not allow the use of phosphorus during routine fertilizations, because that's the only difference between the two products. Now, when you look at the NPK values between the two, the starter has a 24-2-12. The maintenance has a 24-0-12. The 2 in the starter formula just means that contains 2% phosphorus. The 0 in the maintenance formula means that has 0 phosphorus. And again, it all depends on where you live. I live in an area where the phosphorus is not restricted during regular fertilization, so I use a Turf Trust starter fertilizer 4 times a year on my lawn, and my lawn looks great. However, if you live in an area where they do not allow phosphorus unless you are seeding, you need to use the maintenance fertilizer unless you're putting down seed or you're putting down sod. So, Carol Ann, I hope that answers your question. Question number 2 is from Tom. Hi, Tim. Our knockout rose bloomed beautifully this spring. After blooming and while fertilizing, I noticed holes and white spots on the leaves. What is this and what product is needed to address this issue? Okay, so both the holes and the white spots on the leaves are caused by the exact same thing. It's called a rose slug. And a rose slug is simply the larva form of a sawfly. And basically what they do is they actually just crawl underneath the leaf and they start eating. And the white spots are where they're actively eating, and the holes are where they've actually eaten through. So getting rid of them is actually pretty easy. To kill an existing infestation, what you actually want to do is head over to rosensonline.com and pick up a product called Rose and Flower Insect Killer. It's very effective. It comes in a spray bottle, and you can literally just walk and spray down your bush. I would recommend flipping over the backs of the leaves and spraying the leaves as best you can, and it's going to kill any insects that are currently still on the rose bush. Now, to prevent them from coming back, I'd like to go as natural and organic whenever possible. We'd actually recommend that you just spray down the rose bushes with neem oil. This is a natural deterrent for insects, and so it's very effective. I actually use it on my apple trees and on my peach trees, and it works pretty darn well. So head over to rosensonline.com. Pick up the Rose and Flower Insect Killer to take care of the existing bugs. And then again, you can also purchase neem oil. We've got a couple of different types available at Rosens Online. The third question is from Lauren. Hi Tim, I sprayed Image Weed Killer on my lawn a few days ago, and now some of my grass is turning brown. Did I kill some of my grass, or does that product cause the grass to become temporarily discolored? Should I apply Turf Trust? So Image won't damage your grass, but it can cause some temporary discoloration, and it looks like based on the picture that's exactly what you are experiencing. The good news is as the grass continues to grow and then you mow it, you're actually going to get rid of the discoloration, and right after you mow, you're going to notice that those areas look bright and green the way they should. Now, you mentioned Turf Trust fertilizers. Yeah, I would definitely put down Turf Trust fertilizers for your second feeding, but if that's something that you've already done in recent weeks, there's no need to put down a second application. Again, your grass is fine. It's discolored. It's not damaged. So just wait for it to grow out like you normally would. Mow the lawn like you normally would, and those areas are going to be green in no time. The final question for today is from Michael. Hello Tim, I clearly missed the optimal time for cutting back my crepe myrtles, but I'm wondering what damage I might do if I were to do some pruning on them now. If it matters, I'm in the Washington, D.C. area. So it depends a little bit on why you are pruning. If you are pruning for shape or size, then yes, you definitely missed the window. You want to do that in late winter or very early spring. We're talking like February time frame to make really big cuts. Now, if you're just talking about some blooms for next year and making sure that you're keeping it nice and healthy, you can actually do some light pruning on it right after the existing blooms on the tree expire. So if that's you, you can go ahead and do some very light pruning. Now, if at any point during the year that you find a diseased branch or some leaves that aren't looking good, you do want to prune those off immediately so that it does not impact the rest of the tree. But based on your email, I'm guessing that it's not just your light pruning to improve the blooms for next year, but instead you were trying to make some pretty big cuts to control the shape or size. I would not do that now. I would wait until that tree is completely dormant, there's no leaves, and again, the best time to do it is going to be at the end of winter or very, very early spring before the buds start to form. All right, everybody, just a couple final thoughts before we wrap up this week's video podcast. Folks, as a reminder, and I've been talking about this for weeks now, over at rosensonline.com, we have our annual summer stock up special. Folks, right now is the time to be giving your lawn its second feeding of Turf Trust, which is why we are running the summer stock up special. Folks, we have bundled 3 bags of the starter or the maintenance fertilizer, and it's available in the 10,000 square foot packages or the 5,000 square foot packages. So if you haven't fed your lawn this summer, you need to make sure that you head over to rosensonline.com right now and take advantage of the savings. You're getting a big price break. It's going to qualify for free shipping, and frankly, your lawn is craving a good, healthy feeding of Turf Trust this summer. It's going to make your lawn look fantastic as we head into fall. Now, folks, this Friday is July 4th, and we just want to wish all of you a happy Independence Day from everyone here at Garden Sense and Rosens Online. This is the greatest country in the world. I feel so blessed to live in this country, so I'm really excited about celebrating this holiday. Folks, as always, I hope that you have an amazing rest of the weekend. Enjoy July 4th. Enjoy Independence Day. God bless.